I was trying to catch them in the act because they had a sign on my document at first that said somebody um, edited this document, okay? And it just said someone edited this document, okay? Because the computer cannot um, determine who did it, okay? And sometimes they be editing my documents, okay? So basically, so long as they give me some type of notification, no, they so long as they give me notification that they are trying to um, that somebody edited it, my document, then it's up to me to assume that, oh, they're just telling me uh that this is like they're pretending like it's a security feature, okay? I'm going back to the to my gallery to show what I'm talking about. Here it is. I documented and sent it to the court records. Um, it says, welcome back, pick up where you left off. Okay, so if it's where I left off yesterday, and then you had a totally separate message, okay? And it say, yesterday, look how it's separated. People need to pay attention. It said, yesterday, someone made changes since you last opened this document, okay? And nobody was authorized to make no changes since I last left this document. I want to get that on the record. No one is authorized to make changes to this document but me. We had that on the record, okay? So whatever you getting on the record that is trying to deceive, we're gonna have something to counter that. See there, this our office. It's evidence. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna even put my trust name. I'm gonna put my real name. Mm-hmm. If you want to know what I'm doing, is I'm adding tags. And I'm claiming my property. This is how I lean in, baby. Lean in. All right. It's Official Essentials original issue. Deposit. Because, matter of fact, I need to tag in the Federal Reserve because people want to try to, they stealing stuff in the background, you think. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. When you get a direct line in, you can, know this address by heart. Wait a minute. Everything is in there that I need. Let me put my commercial license in. Done. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh yeah, I'm placing all kind of tags on it, babe. I know someone made changes since you last opened this document. No one else but me is authorized to make any changes. I want to get that on the record. What kind of changes you make without my permission? Let's be clear, it is without my permission. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now let's get to it. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It kind of threw me off, baby. I had to um, check, put a check on that shit. You know, what's going on here? Why is changes being made after? No, wasn't no changes supposed to be made after. That notification didn't sound right, didn't look right, baby. Now it's gone. After I screenshot that motherfucker. Okay. Texas state durable power of authority. Okay. Everything look all right. This durable power of authority grants the acting agent power of attorney in accordance with Power of Attorney Act, Subtitle P, Texas, Title 2, Estate Code, okay? Granted agent, pray the court give proper consideration for genuine issues of material facts, evidence vested herein. I probably should put a comma right there since I'm verbalizing it with a comma. Okay, now, was that an invisible mark or what was going on? Y'all trying to cut my shit? What's going on? They be doing all kinds of stuff. Hmm. And you see, I know I wrote essentials. Where did it go to? What the hell is going on? Y'all seeing it live. This motherfucker be doing the most. We gonna let it catch up. Okay. So all I did was, just clarify what I already wrote. Anytime I see something I feel like may not be clear, um, that's my purpose for editing it. And as we go along, you'll see that I wrote it within the document that the only that it is irrevocable. Okay, it's an irrevocable trust built within this, and that's why it says durable power. Okay, that's an irrevocable word. Okay, people need to understand what words make the document irrevocable when drafting documents. This is the reason why people draft documents that say irrevocable, but it's revocable. Okay, that's why you hear people say you can make an irrevocable trust, but it's actually revocable. Okay, and that is the reason. That's the vulnerabilities of it when it's not drafted properly. Otherwise, it is not revocable, and anyone who does revoke it is doing so um, in dishonor, okay? Because there are no rules and no laws that allow them to do that. Not that. Um, the will is very. That's like raping somebody. Pirate and pillaging. Like pirates used to capture other people's boats and rob them, take all of their goods, take all of their provisions and stuff, and sometimes they would even make them slaves to do work on their boat. Okay, and so basically, that's what a lot of these entities, how they have set their how they have set themselves up, and the Bible speaks about how they have set themselves up um, on a high hill, trying to pretend that they have power that they don't have. Okay, and they only have that power because you give it to them. They don't have that power because it was given to them. They have that power because you give it to them. Every time you comply and fight against truth. This is genuine issues of material facts, evidence vested herein. Now, I don't know why this document is separating my words like that. That's annoying me. But it's nothing that I can do about that. The systems and how they're orchestrating that part of it. Um, because I know that it's intentional so that they can leave spaces so they can add stuff and do stuff they don't have no business. But that's why I'm documenting this on video. They can do deep fakes and change videos too. So it's just like when it comes down to it, the only thing I really trust in is that um, karma gonna tear that ass up. When you touch something that is holy, that's why they call it whole cloth. Okay? When you touch something, like when the lady touched the fringes on the garment of Jesus as the story is told, okay? When she touched the fringes of, she just touched the hem of his garment, okay? He felt it. He was alerted, okay? And he was the only reason he didn't feel violated because he was touched by her faith, okay? But when people are going in and stealing and trying to pillage and stealing, that's like breaking into a church and stealing stuff out the church. Who does that? Yes, I've seen, the church I went by driving around looking for scrap. And I saw a couple of microwaves out on the lawn. And it looked like the church, looked like they had burnt, some stuff was burnt up. And so when we was getting the microwaves, the church people ran out there and was taking pictures. I mean, like filming, videoing us, like, what you doing and this and that. And they was so on edge about what had happened to them that they was being very rude and abrasive towards us just for, well, I say us because I had a worker with me. And all we was trying to do is just get, you know, see what was up with the microwaves that was out there. And it was a refrigerator, I think, too. But anyway, we was getting the microwaves when they came up on it, but they was at the edge of the driveway, so I thought they was throwing them out. They was burnt up. And so they ran out. No, 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 what are you doing? I had already put one in my car. So before I take that big ass microwave out of my car, I was pleading my case. And so I told them, um, I'm just paraphrasing, but I let them know that I'm a scrapper. We're not doing any harm. I said, I apologize that we didn't ask first, but the reason we didn't ask is because it's on the edge, it's burnt up, it appears to be something somebody's throwing away. So I didn't feel the need to ask, okay? But I apologize. So I'm asking, what were your intentions concerning it? So what it was they was only running out there to so-called catch us because they thinking that we're thieves. And maybe we're the people who had broke in there and we returning to try to get the stuff after they put it out. And so they thinking that they caught them, like they used the stuff for a trap to catch them or whatever. And I didn't realize like they was thinking like that. And I was like, I'm just an innocent bystander. No, just innocent. And so I let them know, y'all are not behaving. First of all, y'all not behaving like children of God. You should have had insurance, a real nice new building. Why in the fuck you ain't had no damn insurance? So that if some shit go down, everything is covered, inventory, everything in the church, and then just keep it. Forgive the person, and you can. When you have things in place and protections, then you don't have to worry about all the bullshit. That's what I'm saying. I have the assurance of the spirit realm that once I have done all that I'm supposed to do, I can stand therefore, having my feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Okay? That means nothing missing, nothing broken. Okay? That means having my shit in order. Get your shit in order. That's why I said that when we had our record label promotion for artists, first thing we gonna tell you, get your shit in order. We ain't got no professional words for you. That's as professional as it get. Get your shit in order. Because we wouldn't be calling it shit if you had it in order. Get your shit in order. First of all. You talking about what you want to be an artist? Your Facebook page got all that non-professional content. Go to your Facebook page and delete all that bullshit you've been putting up there. And if you need assistance on knowing what is bullshit, you definitely ain't ready. I had to do that for myself. I had to go when I was in process of professionalizing my image and my presentation, online presentation. I had a lot of rants and different things. When I experienced things, I would go online and wreak havoc. And I had to learn that that was unprofessional. I need to learn to maintain myself. Now, as far as voicing what was going on, there's a way to do that professionally. All right? In my own way, in my own words, but professionally. Okay? And I wasn't being professional. So I had to check myself. But at the time, what I said was true, right? And, I said that and meant that. I didn't erase that. I just came back and said it in a more professional way. I still said that. Trust me, the fruit of the word ain't gone. Because I didn't bury the word by deleting it. I buried the ill will within it. You don't transfer ill will. Okay? Because that's not a transfer of nothing. It's like like, oops, I just said, somebody act like they was gonna give you something and then they snatch it back. That'll piss you off, especially if it's something you really wanted. I done had somebody do me like that. And I was like, why would you do that to somebody? They thought it was real funny. And maybe before you hear this, you probably thought it was funny too. You give somebody something, you snatch it back. That's a bad spirit. You get joy out of that. That's a really bad spirit. That's a real bad mindset to even think that's funny. Because if I give you something, then that exchange was joy. To me, you wasn't the one. You were supposed to be happy because you gave it to me. You wasn't supposed to be happy because you tricked me. That's what December is, trick or treat. Trick or treat. It's trick or treat month. It's a very demonic warfare going on. And how I know it's because the illegitimate child of my father, not illegitimate child, was born on the same day he was born. That wasn't his child. December is an imposter, okay? And that happens in the spirit realm. See, by him not doing what he was supposed to do, he left a space open for the devil to try to, not the devil, but the adversary, the adverse forces that's trying to steal the inheritance. Attempting to steal the inheritance of people who have estates. And as I stated before, if you watch any other of my broadcasts, I come from a very prominent family, and you don't know what people be doing because they is following your bloodline. They got these genealogy companies. I'm going to show y'all. Y'all think it's a game. I'm going to show you proof, baby. I'm going to show you evidence. Okay? That's the reason why God put this name, Garcia, in my spirit when I had the reading the other day. Thank you, Holy Spirit. When I had the reading the other day, the oracle reading, somebody said, what reading? Yay, I do different types of reading on this channel. So it was fair to ask that question. That was a very relevant question, okay? But right now, we are reading my will, okay? And I am doing what they call utterance of my will, okay? To help anyone who needs to make any judgments concerning my estate, to be very clear on what my wishes and my desires are. First and foremost, that I am not dead, I am not incompetent, I am not any of that. I am not a minor, okay? And this will bona fides and certifies that is true in fact. And how it bona fides that is true in fact is because it's evident of my competence on its face, what they call in court, on its face. You can tell that I am very competent. Can't you tell that I am very competent? You know, I can tell that a lot of people deem me competent because, like, a lot of people go on other people broadcasts And they be saying all kinds of stuff to them, okay? And how they handle it shows that they are minors. Because why would I say that? Well, because when they block the person, okay, right off the rip, for having an adverse view, okay, of what's going on. When they scrolled up on your content, they had their own view. That is not, they have a right to have their own fucking view. What are you doing in these streets? That's showing that you're not what they call that, tolerance. You don't have tolerance. The Bible said that the children of God will have tolerance, patience with the we have patience with the wicked. Well, we don't really have patience with the wicked. Okay, we chop them up on sight. That's the extent of the patience we have with them. We chop them up on sight. We have to. We can't let that just grow. If it's like Jesus chopped that tree down when it was unfruitful, that's what adverse possession is, okay? They was adverse possessing that land, and not even because you can, it was proof that they was doing wrong because the tree wasn't bearing no fruit, okay? It wasn't bearing the fruit of righteousness. It's only one fruit on the fruit of tree of righteousness, okay? Ain't but one fruit. And so if it's bearing any other kind of fruit, that also is abomination, okay? If it can't bear fruit, it's an abomination. That's the reason why same-sex mirages, people call it a marriage. It's a mirage. It ain't nothing but a mirage to pretend, okay? You're saying it wrong. That's why they tricking you. What is a marriage? Not a mirage. Then you tell me, what is a marriage? Go. Where did the word marriage come from? And if your idea of a marriage is two people being together, right? Okay, before they came up with the word marriage, okay, what was that called? A union! A motherfucking union! So when people think about being mated, they have a mirage, okay? Sometimes it's not. It's the akin to the deja vu spirit, okay? A deja vu is the akin to the mirage, all right? A mirage is, like a hallucination, okay? And a hallucination is not a hallucination the way they say it. It's a it's an illuminated force spirit. Hollow. It's a unit. It's a union. That's what hollow is. Hollow. All of that. Yay. It's a union. It's a coming together. It's an agreement. It's a two becoming one. Okay? Hallelujah. It's a union. And people are not understanding. They are violating the sanctum, because they saying the sanctum of marriage, and there is no sanctity in marriage. There's no substance in it. What do you talk about? You putting two words together that don't go together. That's why the Holy Spirit kept showing me that it was a bad spirit in that Sancta Maria, sanctum of marriage. Something real bad in that Santa Maria stuff. Okay? It's like a worship of marriage. People that get so caught up in marriage, they force somebody to get married in and stuff. It's of Satan. It ain't no sanctum of nothing. It is a sanctum. It's a sanctum of Satan. Okay? It's not a temple. It's a sanctum. A temple is made of a union of bodies. Two forces that surrender to each other to become one. Oh, it's so beautiful. That's why I'm the marriage specialist. Because I specialize in making your dreams a reality. I can help you transmute that energy into a beautiful manifestation, okay? I'm assuming that I have attracted to me different types of people, and I haven't slept with a whole bunch of people in my lifetime, but I would not have slept with anyone but one person, because that's where my heart was at from the beginning. And that's where my heart is still now today. For one real man to find me, what I mean by find, you know how you say, I find you to be very intelligent, you know, I find you to be this, like that. No, find me. You got to search for me. You can't be searching for your ex and what your mama was like and all of that. You got to be searching for me to find me. My ex was always trying to, like, match me up to somebody else. Bitch, I ain't trying to be like nobody else. You can get your ass on with that shit. And not call him a bitch, because women do that kind of stuff. That's a woman type of activity. The man, that's not the way of a man. You acting like your mama, and that ain't cute. That's not cute at all for a man to do. And these days, these I don't know, sexuals, the question mark sexuals, they ain't even bi. Even the bisexuals done decided what the hell they want. They want both. Okay? But I'm talking about the question mark sexuals is a question mark. Okay? The question mark sexuals ain't decided what in the hell they want to do. They acting like, you know, they want to relationship, a regular relationship, okay? And you all, everybody know what the fuck regular is. That's what a trust is, a communal trust. We all understand what the hell regular is. If we see regular, we gonna be like, okay, that's a regular motherfucking relationship that consists of a male and a female, and they procreate and have children. Or if they don't have no children, we still consider that as a male and a regular relationship, a male and female. Woman was barren, okay? Or the man's seed was barren. Whatever was going on, they couldn't get nothing going beyond themselves. But they can still rock dominion together. Because that's what makes a kingdom. These women need to stop making these men have all these fucking children. Go find you some goddamn body want to have all the motherfucking children. First of all. And then a lot of men, they so stupid, they should want to have a lot of children, okay? But because the women want the men to be involved in raising the children, that's where the problem, because society told them that the men supposed to be involved. But if you look at any animal species, no animal species will you see hold on. In no animal species will you see the male helping or assisting the female with caring for those children, okay, for the babies, for the kin, all right? Because in all species, a lot of species, the male seems like he's not even involved. It just seems like it. He's not involved. But all the species that we mimic or are kin to, the females take care of the and protect the young, okay? The females, not the males. You think about it, you get close to a mama bear, her cub, she'll tear your ass off a frame. You'll think it was a male. She would tear your ass off the smooth off the frame, and you'll think that was a male. Because she gonna be big. She big already. Welcome. We have 3 in the chat. Welcome. She big. And when she having babies and stuff, she even bigger, right? So when you see her, please believe she look like she a male. All right, but she is not. All right, she is not. She becomes a fierce force for the protection of her young, okay? All species becomes a fierce force for the protection of their young, okay? I'm saying our species of our kind. They do the same thing. They protect the young. And it's the female that protects the young. Not the male, it's the female. And a lot of people, you know, they understand that females have some type of power, right? And that the family structure is not right with the way it was with the male overpowering the female, the women, okay? Because When y'all started calling each other males and females, that is the nature of a dog, okay? And so the natures of a dog are described by males and females, okay? And then when you do that, okay, now you can begin to speak about pedigrees, okay? That's what the stars on the passport for, is to alert anywhere you go, to alert someone of your pedigree, okay? Now, how they take that is up to them. It's up to them. They may respect your pedigree, they may not. That's what I'm saying. That's just like people be talking about celebrity this and celebrity that. I don't respect none of them as celebrities. I don't celebrate them because they ain't doing nothing productive. And I'm sure them so-called celebrities that's running across my content that is swag swiping, your ass definitely don't deserve no pedigree of respect or honor or credence. So, like I say, it's up to the person in their jurisdiction of where they want to accept your pedigree credentials or not. You know, and I just don't deem a lot of people to be competent enough for me to accept their credentials. They'll have to get their credentials from me in order for me to deem them competent. Because, like, when other people recommend somebody or recommend something, you got to be careful because they may just be carelessly doing that. I'm not carelessly recommending nothing because I know that things matter and things are important. I understand that every little thing that we do is important. Every little thing that we take interest in is important. That's why this document is drafted for that reason. You know, to show material evidence of my intellectual competence. This document is a bona fide express will. This document qualifies under Securities Act as a notary recorded perfected security instrument created to secure principal interests of the guarantor and or grantor. This document qualifies as a Form 1099-A, UCC 1 legal financial statements, and thereby hold value in the capacity of collateral, and upon presentment is in fact material documentation of the author's intent to create intellectual property for the purposes of trade in the financial market and service mark for a perpetual use in commerce. These statements of fact are relevant and admissible for the purposes of determining competence of the grantor at the time the legal draft was created and at the time of the signing of this document. Okay? Because this is a legal draft. I, Terise YVETTE-BROWN, grantor, herein provide actual demonstration of advanced creative faculty admitted in evidence for this purpose of providing merit in any event where the monetary value of the principal is considered the value named in numbers and figures. The value is No judge may assess value to or extract by deduction of value from the principal. Doing so directly create conflict of interest in equity. All right. Thank you all for joining me. We'll end this broadcast now, and we'll resume later. And we are back. Alright. Now, I see here I put the pedigree of implications held in the principal value are bona fide articles of whole cloth. Alright? That makes no sense. Let's see what I was trying to say. I was just discussing about pedigrees, alright? And so how befitting that we should come to this area. It's like the Spirit's trying to alert me that I wasn't very clear on what I was referring to in mentioning the pedigree. And the information that I'm providing is not flowing concisive, okay? And so that is an indication that your document needs to be edited. If you can't understand exactly what you meant, exactly what you said, and saying exactly what you meant when you speaking, that is an indication to you that you have not expressed what you desire or what you're trying to express. You have not done so effectively. If you can't understand it, okay? I've seen a lot of people, they take notes, they don't even understand their own notes. Come on, man. How is that going to help you if you can't even understand your own notes? Okay, so, and if you can't understand your notes, how, when in your passing, a lot of times they use your notes they can use like different notes you wrote to see what you wanted, okay? To determine what your will was. They use diaries. This is like my video diary, okay, of my desires. It's just a video version of a diary, okay? People need to start back keeping diaries. A diary, look at that. Hold on, Black, I got you, baby. He be creating conflict of interest. But a diary has historical value, okay? That's why they have these movies, a diary of this person, a diary of that person. They have historical value. We're going to go ahead and end this broadcast right now. Appreciate you all joining in. I'm on 10 to my work. You ain't nobody here now anyway. 1:10:33 on the clock.